Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using the Morgan Greer Tarot. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Capricorn. This is interesting. I'm getting like we're going step by step here. There's a lot of steps. Okay, let's see what we got here for you. It's okay, we're starting with the void. For some reason with you, this does not feel bad because we're starting here. It's kind of like, I feel like it's fresh start, clean slate. That's what we want to say. Clean slate. Nothing on there. Nothing going on. Whatever you're getting involved with, whatever you're getting into, it's like a fresh start. So if you're learning to do something or you're changing something or just getting involved, whatever it is, it's kind of like I don't have any preconceived notions. And it's kind of like I can build what I want here. It's all about I just need to build it correctly. Whatever I want to create, whatever I want to make happen here, it seems like it's very good. I like that it's kind of like just like an open slate. So nothing, I don't have to take down anything. I don't have to worry about something else already going on and dealing with that and trying to decide if that's right or wrong. It's just like starting with a fresh, clean slate. Void. Good. So we got good energy coming in when this starts. Somebody else is coming forward with an idea. The masculine comes forward. But I feel like this is talking about a person, kind of like, I want to do this. I'd like you to be a part of this. Don't get caught up in the gender. But it's more about kind of like somebody already having an idea, somebody already having a plan. This is where I want to go. This is what I'm thinking. And it seems very respectful and honorable, kind of like, what do you think? Do you want to be a part of this? I feel like an offer is being extended your way. Now, you got a lot of water coming at you here, and you have realization. There's a lot coming towards you at once. You got the Moon card, which is a water card. We got the Knight of Cups. And we got the realization. So you're seeing the possibilities here. You're also seeing how very excited this person is about what they're thinking. They're giving you an option to like, I know you have that. It's almost like they're saying, I know you got that blank slate there. I'm looking to do this. I got this. I got these resources. If you want to like partner up on this, we can make something good happen. What do you think? And they're just proposing it like a possibility. Just kind of like, what do you think? And they're giving you everything they know. You're talking with them. They're talking with you. Obviously, there's a conversation going. It's very calm, comfortable. Nobody's being forced into anything. There's no like pressure, like I need to make the decision now. It's kind of like, let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's see what possibilities we have here. What do you think? Realization is kind of like you're seeing possibilities here. You're thinking, I think this could work out good. The Moon card, though, there's a bit of mystery. But I feel like at this point, you're like, I don't want to just sit here and have a clean slate. I'm not looking just to leave it there for the rest of my life. I like this option. I think this is something I can do with this space, this clean slate. I can put this on this slate. I can make this work the way I want it to. I think this is worth it. I like this. There's a very good offer, but there's a mystery to it. Kind of like, it's not a guaranteed thing, but it's kind of like worth it. Kind of like the outcome is worth it. And the more you think about it, you're like, you know what? I think this can have. It's like you're looking at it like in some respect it will work out. In some respect, I don't know if it's going to work out at the end goal exactly what we want it to be. But by the time we get it there, it'll work out good in one respect or another. So it's kind of like, it's almost like building a house, but kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to live there or sell it or rent it out. But when I get there, I'll have a nice house. So it's worth putting it together. Whether I live in it, I rent it out, or I sell it, it's still going to be good. I'm still happy with all those options that it could. Just which one's the best one, I'm not quite sure yet. And you got action on your side. I feel like you're inspired to action. This might be like planning. This might be action to where we're like, well, let me research this. let me see how that goes. Let me see like what we really have here. Let me see about what resources you have, what resources I could put in, what time is going to work out, how much time do we have both to put into this, what other people would we have to bring into it. Might be a lot of research going on here, but this is like action, kind of like I'm going forward to plan it and decide and putting a lot of effort in. Do I really want this to work? Do I really think this is something I want? You seem to be very inspired to begin with, but you haven't signed your name on the dotted line. Is what I'm getting at this point. It's just kind of like the thought seems really good. That's the action for you. Let's get into it. Let's research it a little differently, a little better, a little deeper, and see what else we have. Now, the other person you're dealing with wants to move forward, and they're itching to start going, to get going. Kind of like they have the attitude: the sooner we start, the sooner we get to the goal line. You know, the sooner we start this trip, the sooner we get to the destination. And they're kind of afraid that you're going to change your mind and not want to do this. So they're kind of a little bit eager to get this going, kind of like, you seem like you want to do this. Can we do it? And you're like, I got to research a little more. I got to look into things a little more. Give me a minute. I'll think about it. I'll let you know soon. They want to keep moving. You're liking this. The farther you're going, you got nourishment with the 9 of Cups. Things are really good here. You're liking what you're finding. Again, it's like no matter what the outcome is, it'll have some type of benefit that's worth it to you. I feel like you're more like, I feel like you're kind of like, yeah, I think I'm going to do this, but what direction do I want to take it? I feel like that's more where you are. Like, I think I really do want to do this, but what direction do I really want to go when I do this? And then it's also like, is the other person going to agree with that direction? So you're seeing the nourishment, you're seeing that you're happy with it. It looks like it's going to go well. It looks like the other person's going to agree with you. The two of you come together in this situation and you decide, this is what I'd like to do. I see what you have. I see what you'd like to do. This is how I'd like to do it. So you have your own version of the situation. So there's talking about it. The purity I'm getting is like both of you being very flat out honest what you want from the situation and where you want to go. You're saying what you want, what you think is the best, and why you think it's the best. They're reciprocating their same feelings about what you're proposing. But I do feel like the 3 of Wands is telling me, I don't know if it's a compromise. I think there might be a little bit of a compromise here because I don't think you're adverse to that at all. But it's a compromise that, works for both of you. And I do feel like this is going to start going forward. All's good, all's good. Because they do get acceptance on your side. So it's subjective to your situation how much of a negotiation there has to be. But I'm getting both sides are being very honest. So I don't see like nobody's getting a one-up on anybody. It's nothing like that. It's just kind of like, you want that, I want this. Where do we meet in the middle? Yes, we both want to do this. The other side is very happy with what you've decided. They get enough of what they want, and they see that the way you're putting things together and your contribution is really stable to the situation. So they feel very good, like this is going to work, and it's going to be enough of what I want that I'm going to be happy. You're going to get what you want, so you're going to be happy. So they feel like, both of you are going to be very happy. They're not looking to take advantage of anybody either, so this is they're really happy with how this is turning out. Now, as we start stepping forward, I feel like you're already putting together the plan and starting to move forward with what you want. This is the only part where I'm feeling a little bit of adversity I don't know if it's the only part. It's where I'm starting to feel a little bit of adversity. As it starts to actually take form and you start putting it together, I'm getting like there's a couple snags to get over. Nothing is causing problems. There is still success here, but there is a little bit of adversity. The other side seems to not understand exactly where you're going every now and then. Like every now and then you have to say this goes along with the goal, and you have to kind of like explain a little bit but not too much. Kind of like, no, this goes along with the goal because later we're going to need this for that. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, all right. So every now and then you've got to kind of explain to the other person, no, this fits in with the end goal and this is why. I'm not worried about it at this point, but I feel like this is going to be a situation. Like, the farther you go, the more it seems like you have to keep explaining to this other person. Like, they seem to understand the end goal, but they seem to be confused as you keep going forward. Kind of like, they don't understand, like, this is going towards the agreed end goal. They keep looking at things like, this seems like it's going more your way than my way. They get a little nervous about that, is what I'm getting. I don't think that's really what's happening, but they seem to be confused about what you're doing. Which, I think because you just keep making progress forward, and they just don't understand. Like, I don't know. There's some type of discrepancy here. The advice for this is for you to just preemptively get ahead of the situation and keep telling this person, like, this is what we're doing this next week, and this is why, and this is where it's leading. And keep reminding them, like, just keep putting, like, this is how this is adding into our agreed end goal. Our agreed end goal is going to be achieved because of what we're doing this week, and you have to preemptively keep getting ahead of it. Like, you have to, like, be forthcoming and just be ahead of it. This is what we're going to do next week. This is how it adds in. All right, we get through that week. All right, this is what we're going to be doing this week, and this is how it adds into that. You want to get ahead of the situation is what I'm getting with the Emperor. You don't have to do that, but I'm getting, if you don't do that, I feel like this is going to get a little bit stressful because the other person has the will card on their side. Like, they seem to be very attached to the outcome, but they just, I don't understand why they don't seem to get that it's going that way. Like, they don't see the connection, like what we're doing today and how it's getting where we want to be tomorrow. You might also have to remind them of the time schedule. Like, we have to go slowly and surely because we want this to be dependable. So every week you might have to remind them, like, this is what happened last week. It slowed us up a little bit. We're still on track to get our goal, but it may not be on the time schedule you were hoping. And you might have to remind them that right in the beginning, kind of like, listen, I want to stay on schedule, but what's more important is to make something reliable and stable. So reliability and stable, that's number one. I want to stay on schedule, and I'm going to do my best to stay on schedule, but I'm not going to just, screw something up just so I can get past it so we can stay on schedule. That's not acceptable. I can't do that. We have to do it right, and sometimes that throws things off schedule. They keep wanting to push forward. That might be more of what the problem is. Like, they want to keep pushing forward, kind of like they're afraid that things are off schedule. And you might have to keep telling them, well, things are going to go off schedule, or things are off schedule because we had to do it right. We couldn't just do it fast. We have to do it right. Fast isn't worth it. That's why you want to keep getting ahead. If you don't keep getting ahead of it, I got extremes with the Two of Pentacles. You have to keep dickering and bartering and keep explaining. It slows things down. It gets very... I feel like when this person is asking questions, if you're not getting ahead of it, they seem to catch you off guard every now and then. Like, you're involved in something, you're doing something, and then they try to pull you to the side and like, what are we doing? Why is this happening? Why are we off track? They seem to be a little upset. And them being upset, and it almost seems like they're accusing you of something, it makes you upset, and you're not happy either. It could cause little skirmishes. It seems like they're solvable, but I just feel like you don't have to be under that stress. If you get ahead of it and you keep getting ahead of it and saying, this is what we're doing this week, this is what the current time schedule looks like, this is why things had to change, we have to do it correctly, not fast. It's correct, not fast. We don't need them fast, we need them correct. If we can do them correct and fast, okay, good, but they have to be correct and. They can't be correct or. No, it has to be correct. Must be correct. Your end outcome does seem like it's going to be good. So even if you go the more, if you just let it kind of come towards you, this person come towards you when they have questions and it drives you nuts, even if that happens, you still are going to have a good outcome. Justice comes in with trust. You seem to learn a lot more about each other, about how each of you works. I feel like for a lot of you going into this, you already know about this behavior anyway. They're just saying if you get ahead of it, it's just less stress for you, less stuff you have to deal with. You get it right out in the beginning of the week. This person already knows what's going on. They're not going to get in your way or, obstruct your flow, so you don't have to worry about them as much. It just makes your life so much easier just to be ahead of it. And just to okay, this is what's going on this week. This is what happened last week. We are off the original schedule because of that. But again, we have to do reliable. Reliable is number one. If we can do reliable and fast, yes. If we can't do reliable or fast, no. Not or fast, no. And you might have to just every now and then reiterate that. Are we good? I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.